Welcome to our classes. I am Dr. K. Misra. In this series of uploading questions, rather difficult questions that may trap you in job interviews, today I have taken another important question that is, difficult one rather that may really trap you in job interviews, and that is why have you been out of work so long? This is about the gap created in your career in the past. When a hiring manager inquires about gaps in your employment history, it can be easy to become nervous and wonder if they have already made up their mind. However, being out of work for a significant amount of time is more common than you might think, and the employers are simply seeking further information to help them get to know more about you. When an interviewer asks this question, they are really asking if you had the motivation and dedication necessary to be a diligent employee. So, mind it, at the same time, it is not only challenging but also it is offering you another opportunity to open more about you. No matter how this simple question is phrased, it puts you on the defensive side. Bad enough your job search is taking longer than the normal time. It's also eaten away at your resources, yet you are still unemployed. Now your credibility as a serious job seeker is suspect. This inquiry is easier to answer if you had taken a voluntary extended leave from the workforce. But if not, as your employment search lengthens, a good explanation is needed. Here is what the question really means and how to answer it that we are going to learn from the next slides. Wherein the very first, I will talk about the trap. As I told you, that this is one of the toughest questions. If you are unprepared in interview, then you may not be able to answer it properly. It's a tough question if you have been on the beach for a long time. You don't want to seem like damaged goods. Here is a trap minded. So, what should be the better way to answer it? You want to emphasize the factors which you have prolonged your job search by your own choice. Here I am giving you a better version that how to speak about it. Say, after my job was terminated, I made a conscious decision not to jump on the first opportunity to come along. In my life, I have found out that you you can always turn a negative into a positive, but if you try hard enough. This is what I determined to do. I decided to take whatever time I needed to think through what I do best, what I most want to do, where would I like to do it, and then identify those companies that could offer such opportunity. You see, this could be a better positive way. Now here are certain points that I'll discuss that which you must be following, you must be emphasizing. Say, when responding to this question, you should attempt to remain positive while being honest with your answer. Having a strong answer prepared will help you to present yourself in a professional manner. Focus on sharing anything positive that you have done during this period of time. For example, talk about taking some time to volunteer or further your education. Another important point here is related to your honesty. Be honest, be positive, but present honest answers in a positive light. If you suffered a loss or were unable to work due to mental stress or recovery, talk about re-evaluating your career aspirations and preparing yourself to enter the workplace with more to contribute. If you were laid off, talk about how the company as a whole was affected. If you were fired, Talk openly about weaknesses that led to the event and relate what you have learned from the experience and how you have worked to improve. Now, there are certain don'ts, mistakes you should avoid. Do not go into the interview without a response prepared. It will be difficult to formulate an adequate response on the spot. Do not say that you have been looking for a job, even if this is true. It will send a red flag to employers and they'll wonder why you haven't been hired yet. If you were fired or laid off, do not launch into a sob story about the experience. Feel free to explain the situation if you feel that you were wrong, but avoid becoming emotional and gripping about the other company. Do not lament the job market situation. This makes you appear weak and suggests that you are playing the victim. Don't complain about the employment rate. I have been looking for jobs. Don't relate your sad story of how you were fired. When responding to this situation, you should attempt to remain positive while being honest. These are again the points discussed earlier slides. In nut and shell I am putting. Focus on sharing anything positive that you have done during this period of time. For example, talk about taking some time to volunteer or further your education. Be honest, but present honest answers in a positive light. If you suffered a loss or were unable to work due to mental stress or recovery, talk about re-evaluating your career aspirations and preparing yourself to enter the workplace with more to contribute. If you are laid off, talk about how the company as a whole was affected. If you were fired, talk openly about weaknesses that led to the event and relate what you have learned from the experience and how you have worked to improve. Now, here another simple answer to learn. Let me caution you that these are just suggestive answers. Based on this, you can prepare your own. Like, I have taken some time to further my education and improve my skills in order to contribute more fully to the company I will work for. We may have another better answer. I have spent some time volunteering and making contributions to local organizations in order to support my community. I feel that I have gained valuable skills from this experience that will help me further the interests of the company. So, this was the simple answer that you can give. I hope that these suggestions, do's and don'ts, definitely will help you in preparing your own answer to the question as to why is there a gap in your career. In my upcoming video tutorial, I will be discussing about tell me honestly about the strong and weak points of a boss. Thanks for watching with patience. More video tutorials on other aspects of developing soft skills and management subjects are available on my YouTube channel R Class. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much.